Hey guys, welcome to the Higher View podcast.
Where's my drink?
This is a podcast where we talk about an array of different things, bunch of life topics from a higher view, so to speak. If you are into looking at things from a different perspective, getting new insight on new things, and just seeing life in a new, extravagant way, we are your people. I am here with my better half and co-host Alexus.
You sounded like professional.
You know,
like you deserve to be on a radio station or something.
I think we should switch things up. Maybe we should be professional. Maybe we should come on here, tuxedo, dress, elegant music.
Red lipstick, red dress, Hollywood hairstyle, vintage look. You know.
You think that's how we should do it?
I think so. I think we should take this to a more serious level. I think we should come on here like we're in front of a big audience.
Well, right now I am drinking some refreshing, crisp apple juice.
100% juice.
100%.
Not watered
juice.
down.
No fake stuff. Keeping it a band. That real. That juicy juice. That always.
Okay.
Anyways.
That's enough.
So, welcome to the podcast, guys. I don't know. You know what? It's late.
It is. It's a late one. So.
We actually just we just jumped into this, honestly. We just got home. We got home. I turned the lights on. I turned the TV on. I pushed record. And here we are.
Well, I'm in a powder puff game.
Yeah.
And so I had practice today. So hint, if you're watching on YouTube wearing the pink, I don't usually wear pink like this. So it's kind of different. But
Pink's not really your color, huh?
I don't really have anything pink.
You don't like pink?
It's not that I don't like pink. I just don't choose pink when I go shopping.
You don't like pink.
Okay. Well, I have a pink hat right now. Our colors aren't even pink, but I just was feeling like wearing it pink today.
It's Powder Puff. Powder Puff game is a football game for girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like tackle football, like they get after each other and no, not tackle football.
No, it's flag football.
It's flag football.
But I am really excited for this podcast. It's going to be fun, very chill, and just a good time. And I am looking forward to the conversations we're going to be having on here tonight. It is almost our bedtime. Yes, we have a bedtime because we are early birds. We have to wake up very early.
Don't sugarcoat it. We're old. We're old. We're young old people. Okay, we live an old life.
Hey, there's been times where we will literally go to sleep late, and we have to get up early. And I will think like, "Oh, I'm young. I got this," and I just will dread so much to get up, and I don't like that feeling. So
honest, it's so weird with me. I'll go to sleep late and wake up more energized than I do going to sleep early. So I don't know. Maybe I'm oversleeping when I go to sleep early.
Not me.
I don't know.
I don't think I'm getting enough.
Anyways, after that 5-minute introduction, I just want to throw it out there. If you have been listening to us for a while, or if this is your first time listening to us, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
We have some structure here and there, but sometimes we'll just throw it out and chill out. If you would kindly leave us a review, subscribe, follow, comment, tell us this sucks, or tell us you love it, whatever you want to do. Throw it out there. It takes 2 seconds and it will greatly, greatly help us. So thank you in advance for doing that. Today, what are we going to be talking about, Alexis?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing so much. I really can't take you serious right now. But it's really been on my heart today just to talk a little bit about there's no rush.
There's no rush.
There's no rush in your life. I feel like this culture, when you're in your 20s, you feel like you need to have it all together. But it's like, give yourself some grace through your 20s. Like, nobody has it all together. Nobody just knows, let's take off that hat of just thinking we have it all together and thinking we know everything. Like, humble yourselves. That's really on my heart. And also going back to the no rushing part, like there's no rush in your 20s. Like whenever, I have friends that really, really want to be married and stuff like that. And that's a great thing. Like, marriage is awesome, you know, but there's a certain time, everybody's story is different. So I feel like when you see your other friends that are in their 20s, they're getting married, having kids, getting a house and all this stuff, and you're still single, you're like, well, why doesn't my life look like that? Because it's like their story is different than your story, and there's no rush for anything. So
For sure. Do you feel like, or what is the reason that this came into your thought process? Do you feel like you have been caught rushing, or you getting the caught feelings of feeling rushed and wanting to be somewhere you're not?
I mean, I would have those thoughts that would come up for sure. And also just a lot of the things that I'm drawn to. There's a handful of things that I want to do. And so when I think about all those things at once, I'm like, okay, like I need to start making moves now for all those things. Like, let's go. Like, I start getting really hard on myself, and I just feel like I'm letting myself down because I'm not getting there yet. And it's like, there's no rush to do all those things. Like, just steward what you have now. Those things will fall into place at the right time, just like any situation. That marriage is going to fall in place at the right time. That baby's going to fall into place at the right time. Like, that house is, like, whatever. Like, it's all God's timing. Like, it's not our timing.
I feel like there's two different kinds, mainly in this topic of general speaking, two different kinds of people. Like, we have doers.
Yeah.
Doers. Yeah. We have doers, like you do. You do stuff. And when you get so many steps, you start to do things, then you realize you're still not where you want to be. So you're like hard on yourself. You're like, why am I not here yet? I've been focusing on this for so long. And then we have people, let's go say on the lines of me. I'll talk about myself. Thinkers. I'm more cognitive. I'm more of a cognitive, like, I act more cognitive than doing. Like, you're more of an action taker than I am. That's for sure. So I will think about where I want to be and then take maybe like one step. When I take the step, it gets me one step closer to where I want to be. But in my case in scenario, I can see it as like I've only taken one step and not seeing like the big picture and taking the one step. And in my case, I have to take it at like one bite of the elephant at a time. Is that the right wording?
Yeah.
One bite of the elephant.
Because you're like seeing the whole elephant in front of you, and then that's that saying where it's like, just take one bite of it at a time, because it could seem so big, and like, how am I gonna do all this? And it's just one thing.
Yeah, but then you have the doer like you, and then you're just like taking bite, and then you're still hard on yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that it's really cool.
Or really, really, how it is, it's like I take a bite, but my mind is like all the way over there, and I'm like back here, and I'm like, wait, but
Gotcha. But yeah, that really comes into play. Like, there is no rush. There is no rush in getting to your calling. There is no rush in getting to where you're supposed to be. All of our future selves, they're going to be there when the time comes, so there is no rush to want to be somewhere that you're not right now, because you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
There is no rush.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing, right? I can really relate to that. I think I used to get caught up in that pretty often, like thinking, I'm just not where I want to be, and I don't even know where to start, because, like I said, I'm more cognitive. Like, I think a lot more than I do. So it took me taking like action steps to doing things to like see actual progress. And now that I'm seeing actual progress, it's a little easier to be like, okay, that's cool. Like, there's still no rush, but I still see some progress made. It's cool.
Yeah. And another part with the no rush, like I was listening to this one girl. Her name's Jenny, and I know she lives in Dallas, and her podcast is called Happy and Healthy, I think, for the girls that really want to relate to her. She is really awesome to listen to. And she was explaining, this is so real. I think this culture, or this generation, And who knows, like, how far back this goes. Like, it could have been our parents, too. Like, we don't know, you know. But, like, their thoughts and their struggles and that stuff. But our generation right now, it just seems like the majority of us want to skip the, like, healing process and the pruning process to get to those things that you're called to do, or it doesn't always have to be a platform. Like, and I also feel like, you know, since social media makes it seem like, oh, everybody's doing something, have a podcast, a platform, or YouTube, or oh, they're out here making big moves, doesn't mean that, like, if you're not in that industry, doesn't mean that you're not doing what you need to do. You know, what was that one podcast that we had about the behind the scenes? Like, the people behind the scenes, like your scene, like
The
overlooked.
Overlooked.
Yeah.
The Overlooked.
Yeah, that's a really good podcast for that. The Overlooked. If you guys want to go back and listen to that, it's called The Overlooked. And I feel like that would really go well with what I'm explaining about right now. But I really want to just encourage you guys, like, go through the healing, go through the pruning seasons of your life. Even, I mean, shoot, like, even when I'm like 45, I'm going to be like reminding myself this, because I don't think we're never going to get to that full place of like perfect healing, because we're not on that side of heaven yet. Like, we're on this side of earth where we experience tribulations and pain and those things, but we grow from it. And it's a beauty with it, for sure. I think when things like bad happen to us and things like that, we get so like devastated, because yeah, it sucks, but we always survive. Like, we're always getting on the other end of it. And I'm kind of jumping everywhere, but I know you guys are following. But that's one reason why I like some episodes like this, because we kind of just can flow with it. But I did listen to, I think his name Pedro, I forget how to say his last name, Dalo. He's really good for like kingdom entrepreneurship. Am I saying that right?
Entrepreneurship, yeah.
Okay, because I heard somebody on his podcast say entrepreneur.
Entrepreneurship.
Like, I hear like this.
I've heard him say it like that too. I was like, what did they just say?
I'm like, am I saying it wrong? Entrepreneur. But he's really good for that. So Pedro Adaro, like Adro. I know it's like 100x. You can look up 100x for his podcast. All really good tools to have in your pocket, man. Like, for business minded, for kingdom mindset. Like, ooh, so good.
Yeah, I remember listening to him. He has some really, really good stuff, and they're short too. So like short to the point. So it's really easy to like follow along.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like sermon, or it's meetings and stuff, and then he'll take like little parts and make it into podcasts. So it'd be like 6 minutes long. I'm like, heck yeah, dude, it's a lot. But he had this one girl on there, and she was just saying, like, think about like when you have that fear that comes in and creeps up on you, about like a scenario in your mind that hasn't happened, but you feel like, oh my gosh, like, what if that's happening? What if this? What if that? She's like, why don't you stop and ask yourself, like, what if that were to happen? Then what? And then answer that, and then be like, then what? Then what? Like, at the end of the day, like, you're gonna survive if that really were to happen. Yeah, it might suck, but you're going to survive.
That's so funny, That's funny. That like literally like question it, like then what? Like, what's going to happen after that?
If that were to really happen, that crazy scenario in your head, if that were to really happen, like, then what? Like, you're not going to die. Like, then what? Like,
yeah, but this no rush thing, you know, being in the corporate world, I can see it's so easily attainable to get stuck in the motion of moving up, getting noticed, and just that kind of like lifestyle. And it's not hard to see the fruit on some people on just how they live, and it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, you know, some people can get so caught up in the business world and what they do at work, and that's who they are. Like the work they do is who they are. And they can get so caught up and there's work. I got to go home and take care of this. Got to do that. Just breathe, homie. Like, can you chill for a second? Like, don't come and work like pissed off. Don't be mad at the world. Like, just chill. Like, no rush. Like, just chill. Like, you're gonna get wherever you're trying to get. there's other ways to excel in life other than rushing and blowing everything else off.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many other ways. They're healthier ways is what I mean. There's so many other healthy ways to get to where you want to get. Not by doing it like by any means necessary. Hurting people in the process, hurting yourself in the process, hurting your mental stability in the process, So that can apply to really anything. I mean, sports, school, work, friendships, relationships. Just breathe. Like take a breath sometimes. Take a step back sometimes. Higher view. Take a higher view. Just take a breath.
Like those things are gonna get done.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that really goes with just be in the moment, be in the present moment. You're working so hard to be in the future, or you're getting so caught up in what just happened this morning, and you're, like just be in this present moment. Like let that go. Oh, what was that? Oh, you're only learning, or you're only winning, or you're learning.
Mm-hmm.
You're only winning, or you're learning.
That's so good, dude. I love that. You're
that was from
winning
Pedro.
or you're learning.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's real good.
That statement has really changed my mindset when it comes to feeling like when I do something wrong or need to correct things, like the correction is good. I feel like we have such a foggy perspective about correction and conviction. I feel like it's like this, oh my gosh, like I'm doing something wrong. Like, no, take that and learn from it. It's okay.
I think that's also part of our culture that we're raised in, and people are raised differently, but discipline is sometimes, what is the word? I don't know. It just has a negative annotation to it.
Yes.
It's not a positive thing in the way that it's intended to be. Discipline is actually supposed to be a positive thing. There's ways to discipline and not tear someone down.
Yeah.
And
help redirect them.
If our culture was to accept discipline in a healthy way, you could accept discipline from somebody at work and be thankful for it. Like, thank you for showing me this. Like, oh my God, I did not know that I was doing that. Thank you for showing me a new way. Like, that's amazing. Thank you for your insight. It wouldn't be like, what are you saying to me? Like, who are you? Like, why are you talking to me like that? Like, I don't know,
it's that authority. Like when somebody's like in a higher position of you and somebody's like, hey, like you need to do this. We're so quick to get offended and have our pride up and be like, oh, who are you to talk to me like that? Like, do you even know? And it's really like, take a step back, be like, whoa, like what can I learn from this situation right here? Like, why am I in such a rush to be offended? Like, what are you trying to prove with your offense? Like, just let it go. It's okay.
It's so interesting when you learn like the history, not the history, but the characteristics of Christianity. Let's just say that, like the backbone of how it should be, and how discipline is actually a good thing. Like, you want to be disciplined. You want to be better. You want to get better insight on how to do things. And in the real world, the culture has turned that into something negative. And discipline is always bad. It usually has a bad annotation towards it, like when people get it. But it's so interesting when you look at it like that. Like the kingdom mindset is really opposite of what the world is all the time. The world has twisted up every single thing that we know is to be true and right. It's really cool. It's really cool, but it's twisted.
It's and it's not easy to walk through too. Like whenever you feel that feeling of, oh, I need to change this, it's not like this bubbly happy feeling. It changes you inside, and you're gonna feel the, oh my gosh, and maybe, I mean, this can go into really what we were talking about, the no rush and just taking a moment and breathing. Like, it's gonna feel uncomfortable to have habits change in your mental thinking and the way that you go about things. Like, you're gonna feel that tension. You're gonna feel that feeling of letting go, like just letting go and breathe. And I can use a really good example with cleaning. But when you're cleaning your home, and like Mondays are like my deep cleaning days and all that stuff, and so when I'm really trying, I'm really looking at, okay, what am I thinking when I'm cleaning? Am I thinking positively, or am I thinking negatively? Like, oh, I gotta clean this next, I gotta clean this next. Am I letting it overwhelm me? Like, what's going on? Because you can, let me back up for a minute. Like, you're looking at your home, you know you have, or you're looking at your list, you have all of this to clean today. So while you're trying to rush and clean the kitchen so you can get to the next thing, so then you can be done, it's like, don't be so stressed out about the other things you need to get done. Just focus on the first thing, get it done. But don't let your mental health be all like stressed out and, you know, your mental health not being important because you're so worried about what's next. Just like find that peace, find that balance, and breathe while you're working on the present moment.
It's good.
So I just wanted to like tie that in there. It sounded, you know, I feel like that helps put it in good perspective of what you were talking about with the no rush and just breathe. And you have all this stuff going on, and it's like, just breathe, right?
Right. No matter where you are in life, like where you stand, what you believe in, where you are, who you are, no matter what you are, don't let the world's concept of excelling in life be your blueprint for how you operate in your life. Because that is the rush. And that is what we are speaking against. Like, there is no rush. There actually is no rush. But the world has such concepts of things are glamorized, things need to be perfect, things need to be tip-top shape. You know, I mean, you go to businesses, you go to companies, you go to churches, you go to stores, you go to anywhere you go. I mean, it's like that. Everything is in shape. Everything is not perfect, but it looks good. Almost everything looks good. So don't let the world's image shape your blueprint. You know, just take your time. Is really what I'm saying. There is no rush to get to where you are destined to get to. 'Cause you're going to get there regardless. But
your story.
Yeah, it's your story.
Nobody else's.
Are you going to get there injured, or are you going to get there healthy? So that's a choice.
Healthy and whole.
It's a choice. Yeah, you can take the choice.
And you can't do it on your own. And it was on my heart to bring this up because as you're speaking, that verse is being reminded to me because it's my verse that I'm standing on for this season. I am not relying on my strength, but I'm relying on God's Spirit to sustain me. And that really speaks to me this season. I know I'm going into this new season coming into March, and that's that verse I'm standing on, because when I have my schedule full, when I have all these things I want to do, I realized yesterday I've been so like self-sufficient. Like I've been very relying on myself. Like, yes, I rely on God and all this stuff, but I will like still take things to myself at the same time. Like when it comes like healing, and I need to, you know, like have self-time and self-care. I've just had to make this switch in the spirit in that area. So that is, I'm not relying on my strength, relying on God's Spirit that I'm standing on. It's kind of hard to get on words out.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. If you guys don't understand, I mean, that's my relationship with God. And that's like I'm saying, like, it's your own, like he's saying, it's your own blueprint. It's your own story. It's on your own relationship with God, and it doesn't have to look like anybody else's. So do you have a verse that you're standing on for this upcoming season, or one that you know, come to your
Not really.
No.
But what you're saying, like, I know, because I know you in the mornings or you throughout your day, like focusing on, you know, healing whatever's going on in your body, and having that transition of allowing God to like take care of the healing. Yeah. And that's kind of like the no rush thing, because you have to let go of, I want to fix this fast. I'm in a hurry to get this taken care of. But you're lifting the burden off of you. And now there is no rush if you do that. So the rush that you're feeling, the rush that you want to get everything fixed right now is gone when you make that transition to give it to God. So that's really cool. I like that you said that.
Yeah, I like that you just said that. That was really nice. Because that's true. Like that helps a lot to put that in perspective, because it's not you. You are not your healer. You just aren't. Like I did not create myself. And that's just facts. Like I'm not my own healer. And I really had to grasp that. Like, God is my healer. And there's power in that, man. There is power in that.
I think it's really important for people that are cognitive thinking more is what I mean. Like, you use more of your brain to not have that rush mindset either. You know, it's more than just doing, like your actions, your motions. It's also like how you're thinking. Like, if your thinking process is, I need to go, like always firing and firing and firing, like, you're going to have to change some things on how you think, because that's going to portray how you live your life. And that's going to come out in ways you probably won't even recognize, because you're actually trying to change the way that you move in a way to not have a rush. So subconsciously, you're telling yourself you're not in a rush, but consciously, you're actually in a rush. And you're actually acting in a rush when you're not changing your thinking habits or however you're thinking, you know. So I just want to throw that out there, like, for the people that are cognitive and you're always firing. You also have to have the mindset of you're not in a rush. You also have to actually believe it. You know, it's more than just saying it. It's more than just doing it. Like, you got to believe that for you. You got to actually stand on it. Like, it's something that you can physically hold, and like imagine it in your head that you can physically hold. You're not in a rush. Just want to throw that out there.
Wow.
But
wow.
Yeah.
That was I just could really relate to that. Like, for real. Just like, because the part, just to go back, like way back in this episode where we were talking about how you were saying, like, I'm a doer and I'll do. But I was saying, like, yes, I'll do, like, this step, but my brain is still, like in a rush of getting to the next things. That right there helps so much. And I'm so excited to re-listen to that. Take some notes, bruh.
I got you, man.
Thank you.
Hey, but we're going to leave you guys with that. We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. All the support, all the love. We love you guys once again. We hope.
Oh, yeah. And we love you guys.
We love you guys. No, we're going to leave you guys with that. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope you could take something away from this, put it in your toolbox of life, use it in some way. The stuff that we do really, we hope that it impacts you guys. We have experience. We have personal conversations that we think could definitely help somebody. We think it could have an impact on somebody's life. So we hope that it helps at least one person out there. And if it helps one person, then it's always worth it.
Yeah.
But just want to throw that out there. We want to leave you guys with that. Like I said, subscribe, like, follow if you can. And we will see you guys next week. If you made it to the end of this episode, there's a special place for you in heaven. See things from a higher view, and we will see you next week. Peace out, guys.